Hi everyone. In this video, I am going to explain the custom tag development and how to use the custom tags in JSP pages. Generally, to display the employee's information which is set in the session object or request object, we generally use the scriptlets to get that from the session or request and iterate them and display them. But as per the best practices, using the scriptlets is not a good idea. So today we will see the custom tag development and how to use that to display the employees information instead of using the scriptlets. Okay. Um, First we will see what are the things we need to create the custom tags. Okay. We will go step by step by seeing the code. Okay. First I will show the output how it will be, and then I will explain in detail about this concept. Okay, I have designed a web page. Run as, click on run on server. Just this is a hyperlink. When I click on this, the control will go to the servlet. Okay, the servlet is not doing any complex thing. I'm just creating 3 employee objects and adding them into the list. I set that array list in the request scope using request.set attribute. I set this employee list with the name employee list in request scope, and then using get request dispatch.forward I am forwarding to the custom employees.jsp. Generally, if you use scriptlets, what you will do is you will get that employee list in custom employees.jsp, and you will write the logic to iterate using for loop or enhanced for loop, right? You will say session.get attribute or request.get attribute of employee list, and you will assign that to the list, and using for loop or enhanced for loop you will display those employees information in using HTML in custom employees.jsp. But today what we will do is in custom employees.jsp I use the custom tag. Custom tag means it's a separate class, and we will call that from the JSP page. See, in the custom employees.jsp, okay, see, I didn't add much content, just, can you see, just I have added these lines, but it will display all the employees when this is executed. Can you see? I will click this link, and this is the output. Can you see? These few lines created this output. If you are new to this custom tag development, this is like a magic kind of thing. Can you see? I didn't write any iterator tag. I didn't write any code to get the employee list from the request scope, and I did not iterate at all. Just I have said something, and the employees are listed like this. Now I will go in detail. See, as I have noted few points. First we will go one by one. For creating the custom tag, you have to use taglib directive and specify the prefix and URI. Don't worry, follow step by step, and by the end of the video you will understand what I am saying. Don't hurry and don't worry. Okay, you know there is a directive called taglib. For that I am saying a prefix called jl. You can give anything, abc, xyz, whatever you want. This is just a name kind of thing. Then you have to give a attribute called uri. For that you have to give something. In this example I have given java learners tags. What will happen is, see, the container or the internal mechanism, what it will perform is, it will try to find a, there is a file called tld. Okay, it will see whenever you specify the attribute uri for the tag lib, it will search the tld files and see and find the tld which is having this uri. Okay, remember this thing. And I will, internal mechanism is, it will search the tld's, container will search the tld's with this uri java learners tags. Where it will search as means, it will search in webinf and some other place in subfolders of webinf also, but I placed this tld at the root of time. See, if there are multiple TLDs, it will find the TLD which is having this URI. So container will find the URI. See, can you see here? So the point which I am saying, you have to give URI. This is the URI which you specified in the TLD file. TLD file is an XML file. You have to specify some details. We will go step by step. Okay, for now we have to specify two things, prefix and uri. Uri is the value you have to give in the JSP, but that should be there somewhere in the TLD file. Can you see? Whatever the URI is specified here, I have to give exactly here in the URI. Okay, now we will see. Can you see what I have specified? I have specified prefix colon my employees. So what will happen is, this JL for this prefix, it found the URI in this TLD file, right? So in this TLD, it will check if there is any name called my employees. Can you see? First, what it will perform is, whenever container sees a tag called taglib directive, it will find the TLD which contains Java learners tags. So this will be the TLD. Okay, and so you will use this prefix and you will say some name, my employees, right? So it will search as well. This JL will be a prefix. Okay, so this my employees, it will check if there is any name with name called my employees in TLD file. Can you see? There is a name called my employees. So what will happen is, when you say prefix colon employees, first what the URI of this prefix will be searched in the TLD files. Okay, so JL tags TLD is the TLD file which contains this URI. So first, so whenever you say JL means, it indirectly saying that it is referring, this JL is referring to this TLD. How this is resolved means, through this URI. So when you say JL, indirectly it is referring to JL tags.tld. This mapping will happen with this URI. This Java learners tags is here, so that's why JL means you are referring to this TLD file. Then what will happen? So JL means this TLD file. So my employees means of the name you have given after the prefix will be searched in the TLD file. So it will search, it will find a tag with the name my employees. So you understand? See, this JL will be mapped to this TLD, right? Then when you say prefix colon, see, this is called prefix because you have specified here prefix. Okay, then after prefix colon, whatever the value you have given, this is called name. It will search in the TLD if there is any tag with name my employee. So this is a tag, right? So it will find the tag with the name my employees. Then what it will do is it will find the tag class. So we have to create one class called tag class. It is like a Java file. Can you see employee tag? So this we have to write a class which extends simple tag support. This simple tag support is in package javax.servlet.jsp.tag.ext.simple tag support. So whenever you say JL colon my employees, this JL will be matched to the TLD file and this my employees will be matched to a class. So when you say JL colon employees, this method will get executed automatically. Okay, when you say prefix colon my employees will be searched in the TLD file and whatever the class you specified in the tag class, in that class there will be method. We have to write this method. Okay, we have to write a method called do tag. This do tag we have to override. This do tag will be in simple tag support. Okay, we are overriding. We have to override that do tag. Okay, whatever you write. See, when you write out.println, the output will be displayed in the browser, right? In the same way, when you write something here, that will be displayed to the browser. So when you say prefix colon my employees, the method, see, my employees will be mapped to this class using this name. This is the name I am using after prefix. This my employees is what I am using in JSP page, JL colon my employees. So this class, the method in the do tag method in employee tag will be executed. Where is the tag? Okay, so this will be executed automatically when you say prefix colon my employees. So this is indirectly saying that, hey container, call the do tag in the class which I specified in TLD file. Through my employees it will find the class and we are asking the container to call the do tag method. Okay, so here see what I am saying. I have set some list object in request scope, right? So I am retrieving that in, see, if you know the page context object, using page context, if you say page context dot find and if you provide the employee list name, then it will search the page scope, request scope, session scope, and if it finds the object with the employee list, it will be returned. This is what I am doing. JSP context, generally you heard that page context, right? JSP context is the parent of page context. See, this getJSP context is a method in the simple tag. Since we are extending simple tag, we can call the getJSP context. Okay, getJSP context dot. First, what I am doing is I am finding the employees I added in the servlet. When you say getJSP context.find attribute, it will searches the object first in the page scope. If it finds the object with the name employee list in page scope, it will be returned. If it doesn't find in page scope, it will search in request scope. If any object is found in request scope, that object will be returned. If it doesn't find in request scope, then it will search session scope. So since we have set in the request scope, it will retrieve, this find attribute will retrieve the employees you have set in the employee servlet. So this is first line. In the first line I am getting the value, right? So in the custom employees, what I have done is, to the body of this tag, this is called tag. Okay, I have given a body with saying one tr employee fname lm. What I am doing is, if you know the expression language, this means it will find the employee bean in any scope, and the property fname, get fname, will be called. If you know the expression language, this is nothing but saying, hey, find the employee bean in page or request or session scope, and if it is found, call the first name getter, get fname. See, I have written employee to, right? So it is indirectly saying that when you say employee.fname, it is indirectly saying that there will be a, I have added the employee in some scope. Okay, employee is nothing but a bean. I have added this employee instance of this employee somewhere in, and kept that in some scope. Okay, get that object and call the getter fname, get fname, and display that first name of that employee. So to make that possible, what we have to do, we have to set one employee object in some scope. So what I am doing is, in the tag, first I am finding the list and I am iterating one by one, and you can set attribute using getJSP context.set attribute. I am retrieving the employee list from the servlet. I mean, in servlet I have set the employee list in the request scope, right? I am retrieving that, and then I am iterating every employee, and while iterating I am setting that each employee object into page scope. If you don't say anything, it will be added to the page scope. Okay, so one employee will be added into the page scope. Then when you say get JSP body dot invoke of null, what will happen is, whatever you have written between these tags, right, this tag will be evaluated. So since I have set, I am setting every employee in the iteration, right? So when you say get JSP body dot invoke of null means, hey, get this content and try to find the employee I have set in the page context. Okay, and call the first name from that employee object and display that. So what will happen? So in every iteration in for loop, I am iterating and adding each employee into page scope, and TRED, the expression language will be evaluated. Dollar employee dot fname, this means it will try to find the employee in page scope and get that, and calls the getter method called get fname. So in this loop I will set first employee, okay, and this employee will be, that employee information will be used. And when you say get JSP body dot invoke of null, that means this tag will be, these expression language will be replaced with the first name and last name of the employee object that I set in the page scope, and this will be given as sent as a response to the browser. Okay, that is the meaning of this line. Get JSP body dot invoke of null means, okay, whatever you have written between this one, evaluate these tags and send this entire content to the browser as a response. Get JSP body means get this content between the starting tag and ending tag. Whatever you have written between this opening tag and ending tag, this tag will be retrieved, and if there is any expression language, that will be evaluated. So this expression language will be replaced as, this will be employee of the first name, employee of the second name. So this content will be returned to the browser one time, and again same thing happens. You will set the second employee, okay, and you are asking to get the content between this and evaluate this using the employee I have set in the page scope, and this entire thing will be sent to browser using this line. This line instructs to get the content between open tag and end tag and send it as a response to the browser. Okay, but since there is expression language, this expression language means there will be find the employee object and call the getter method called get fname, but to get the employee you have to set the employee in some scope, right? So for that reason, before sending the response to the browser, I have set the employee information in page scope. So using the employee I have kept in the page scope, these tags will be evaluated and replaced with the values I have kept in the page scope, and each time that response will be sent to the browser. So it is equal to saying that so 3 tr tags will be returned to the browser. Okay, so what will happen? Tr first employee name, first employee last name. Okay, this will be evaluated and this will be sent to the browser using get.jsp. Whenever you say get.jsp body.invoke of null, whatever the content you have written between open tag and end tag will be returned to the browser. And again you are calling. So in the for loop there are 3 employees, right? So this for loop will be called 3 times. So the content you have written between opening and end tag will be sent 3 times, but each time in each iteration these values will be replaced with the values you have set in the session scope. Okay, in this for loop first I will set first employee in the page scope, then I will replace the expression length using this employee. So first name, second name of first employee will be sent to the browser. Next I will set second employee. The second employee's fname lname will replace these content. Okay, again third employee will be set in the page scope, and these will be replaced with the third employee's details, and finally the output will be we will run one more time. So I will repeat. There is some problem with my Tomcat. Okay, so when I click on this in the employee servlet, I will set the employee list. Okay, and I will forward the control to the custom employees.jsp. So in the custom employees.jsp I am repeating. So this prefix will be whenever you say JL, then what will happen is it will go here and it will check what is the URI given. Okay, and it will find the TLD with the URI Java learners tag. So it will find this tag, and when you say prefix colon my employees, then what it will this name it will searches in the TLD, then a tag will be found. For every name there will be one tag. So for my employees I have given one tag like this. So we have to write one class called employee tag. It should extend simple tag support. Okay, we have to override the do tag method. So when you say JL colon my employees, the do tag in the employee tag will get executed. So what I am doing here, I am getting the employee list added in the servlet through get.jsp context.findAttribute. I am repeating, JSP context is the superclass of the page context. You must have heard the page context. So this is the superclass. I am using get.jsp context. When you say get.jsp context.findAttribute, whatever you have added in the servlet that will be retrieved. So this is a list of 3 employees. While iterating, in each iteration I will set each employee in the page scope, and this employee, the first name and lname contents will replace the contents here dynamically. Okay, and when you say get.jsp body.invoke null means get.jsp body means whatever you have written between the opening tag and end tag, this is called get.jsp body. Get.jsp body returns this content between the opening tag and end tag, and since this is the expression language, it will try to get the employee object from any scope and calls the fname and lname, and those values will be displayed. So when you say get.jsp body, this will be written to the browser. When you say get JSP body, this content will be written. And when you say invoke of null means asking to write this content to the browser. Hope you understand. Thank you.